If you need to write formulas that tabulate data from multiple sheets, you can approach this as simply a formula by formula construction, or rely upon a great method of tabulating by grouping information on multiple sheets. Now that's a mouthful, but let's talk about a situation where we've got worksheets like the one we see for Arizona data. One sheet to the right is Nevada, Oregon, and as you see the different sheets, note that they have exactly the same layout. And I've also set up a summary sheet having the exact same layout. Column width might be different, but we see the same layout in all situations. Now, you could imagine sheets like this with names of separate months of the year. Possibly we might have all the states here. You could do this by regions, by your sales staff, any number of different scenarios whereby you've got multiple sheets in the same workbook and you'd like to tabulate information, perhaps on a summary sheet. Summary sheet could be after or before these. And let's show the basic way to do this and then the simpler and better way that will handle multiple sheets. I'm going to go to the summary sheet here on the right and go to cell B4. And a quick reminder again as I click on the various sheet tabs here, B4 is the disk drive retail total for Arizona and Nevada and Oregon and California, and of course, right here, summary. So one way to write this would be to type the equal sign, click on the Arizona sheet and press B4. Now you see this building in the formula bar, then put in a plus. I'm going to do the same thing for Nevada, each time clicking the sheet tab, clicking the cell. In other words, I'm doing no typing except for the plus. And then Oregon, click there, plus, California, click there. No final plus needed. You see the formula. I'm pressing enter. There's the result. And there's the formula. And certainly nothing wrong with that. And it makes perfect sense if you're doing 2, 3, 4 sheets. Beyond that, though, I think you can sense how this becomes unwieldy. And imagine even doing this for 12 months. And if we're going to have eventually 20 states in this list, or maybe all the states, all 50 of them, this is going to get out of hand and would take forever. So although this is valid, we want to show you a better way. You may know from working with multiple workbooks and multiple worksheets that you can select and change multiple sheets simply by clicking on one sheet and then either using control click on other sheets, or possibly, if we wanted to include a whole series here, if I want to select all the sheets from summary all the way back to Arizona here, I'm pointing toward the Arizona sheet at the bottom, holding down the shift key, and I'm going to click, and we now see that all 5 of these sheets are selected. The word group appears at the top of the screen. So I'll just make a slight change here and say that for all of these, maybe we simply want to make a column wider or insert a new row. Just for the sake of argument here, I'm going to right-click on row 9 and simply insert a row. So that's happened on all 5 sheets at once. But the main thought here was the idea that we selected all these, first clicking on one sheet and then using a shift click to pick up a whole series. I'm now going to right-click and ungroup these and show a different summary formula that's going to tabulate the data from all 4 sheets at once. This time, to make this simpler, I'll just start with auto sum. There it is on the home tab, auto sum. Nothing to put in there from the adjacent cells. I now want to select those 4 sheets to the left. I'm going to click Arizona with the shift key held down. I'm going to click California and now simply click cell B3. And you can see in the formula bar, even though you might not be familiar with that notation, we are about to add up all the different B4 cells, Arizona through California, as I press enter. And there it is. Same total we saw before. I'll double click to copy this downward and then drag this manually to the right. And this truly is a summary sheet. Every one of these formulas here, whether it's this one, that one, this one, I'll just double click here to show you. In all of these, we're adding up data on all 4 sheets, Arizona through California. In this case, it's cell D5. It doesn't make any difference how many sheets we have here. And if we really did have all 50 states, fine. If they had been alphabetized, this would probably read, for example, Alabama, Wyoming, and it would include all the sheets in between. Now, once you have these set up, you don't want to be altering the order of either the first or the last sheet. And if you were to move one of these 2 inner sheets out of the mix, their totals would not be included, but the formula wouldn't change. So you have to think this out a little bit. In some cases, if you're adding lots of new sheets, you might tack them onto the end of here. You might have to rewrite your formula. But if you insert new sheets between Arizona and California, you do not have to rewrite the formula. The summary information still works. These kinds of formulas are usually referred to as 3D formulas, and they save you a ton of time. And once you get used to how to read them, they make great sense, and they're easy to construct.